When you walk into a garden venue at sunset, you imagine romance. When I walk in, I'm calculating bathroom trailers, generator placement, and whether your grandmother can make it from the ceremony to cocktail hour without needing an EMT. Most couples choose between indoor and outdoor venues based on what looks beautiful in the moment. Sunset over the vineyard, chandeliers in a ballroom, string lights under the stars. But here's what no one tells you during the venue tour. You are not just choosing aesthetics. You're choosing infrastructure. And infrastructure determines everything. Your budget, your stress, your guests' comfort, and whether your events feel effortless or feel like you're building a venue from scratch. The difference between indoor and outdoor isn't romantic versus boring. It's control versus uncertainty. And if you don't understand what you're actually signing up for, you'll end up paying thousands for things you didn't know you needed. Or worse, resenting the venue you fell in love with. By the end of this video, you're going to think like a planner, not a Pinterest board. You'll understand the real trade-offs between indoor and outdoor venues, not so you avoid one or the other, but so you make an informed decision that matches your priorities, your budget, and your tolerance for complexity. Because here's the truth. Outdoor events can be magical. They can also be expensive, logistically complex, and stressful if you don't know what questions to ask. Indoor events can feel boring in your imagination. They can also give you control, flexibility, and peace of mind. But only if you understand what you're actually evaluating when you tour a space. I've designed hundreds of events, both indoor and outdoor. And the couples who have the best experiences aren't the ones who choose the right type of venue. They're the ones who went in with their eyes open. They knew what they were trading. They understood the hidden costs. And they made a choice that aligned with their actual priorities, not just their Instagram vision. So let's pull back the curtain. Let me show you what I'm thinking about when I walk through a venue tour with you. Because these are the questions that will save you money, stress, and regret. Point number one, the blank canvas outdoor venue you're excited about, it's not a canvas. It's a construction site. You fell in love with the outdoor venue because it felt like a blank canvas. But here's what your planner sees: a construction site that needs power, plumbing, climate control, and a backup plan for weather. And every single one of those things costs money you didn't budget for. When couples tour outdoor venues, they see open space, natural beauty, and creative freedom. They imagine string lights, farm tables, and sunset golden hour. What they don't see is that outdoor venues require you to build basic infrastructure that indoor venues include for free. Let me give you an example. An indoor ballroom has built-in bathrooms, climate control, power outlets, sound insulation, lighting systems, and a kitchen. An outdoor vineyard has dirt. Maybe a bar, maybe a porta potty if you're lucky. That means you're renting generators because there's no power. Tent flooring because guests can't walk on uneven grass in heels. Heating or cooling because weather changes. Upgraded restroom trailers because no one wants a porta potty at a wedding. Lighting packages because the sun sets. And possibly a full kitchen tent if catering needs more than a single outlet. Here's the part that surprises couples every time. They budget for decor at outdoor venues, thinking they'll save money by not having to cover up a ballroom. But outdoor venues don't give you a blank canvas. They give you a space where you have to rent the walls, floor, ceiling, bathrooms, and electrical system. That's not decorating. That's building a venue from scratch. If you love outdoor venues, great, but add $10K to $30K to your venue budget for infrastructure before you ever even think about florals or linens. And if that number shocks you, you now understand why planners pause when clients say, "We want to save money by doing it outdoors." Main point number 2. Weather risk is about everything you can't control. When you think about weather risk, you think about rain. But rain is the least of your problems. Outdoor venues come with weather risk, but it's not just rain you need to worry about. It's wind knocking over your centerpieces, heat exhausting your elderly guests in particular, cold forcing everyone inside early, and sunset happening at 4:47 p.m. in November when your ceremony is scheduled for 5 p.m. You can't control nature, and nature does not care about your timeline. Couples think about weather in binary terms, rain or no rain. But outdoor events are affected by wind, knocking over candles, easels, florals, temperature swings, comfortable at 3 p.m., freezing by 6 p.m., humidity ruining hair and makeup, pollen triggering allergies, bugs, especially at dusk, and even sunset timing, which changes by minutes every day and will not wait for your photographer. Here's a real example. I designed a ceremony where the bride planned for golden hour at 6 p.m. in October. Sunset was 5:43. By the time she walked down the aisle at 6:15, because family was late, it was nearly dark. The temperature had dropped 15 degrees, and we had to rush cocktail hour so guests didn't freeze. She had no idea sunset moved that fast in fall. Then there's Plan B. Every outdoor venue requires a weather backup plan. That sounds simple until you realize your backup plan might be a tent, which costs $8,000 to $20,000 and needs to be decided on 2 weeks out, when weather isn't predictable yet. Moving indoors to a space that's too small or aesthetically wrong, or canceling elements of your event entirely. None of those options feel good, and all of them cost money or compromise your vision. And even if you have a tent, tents don't solve everything. They get hot. They get loud when it rains. They need sidewalls if it's windy, which makes them feel enclosed and dark. They need heating or cooling, which requires more generators. A tent isn't a magical weather solution. It's another layer of infrastructure you're now managing. Outdoor venues require you to make peace with uncertainty. If you're someone who needs to feel in control, or if unpredictability makes you anxious, outdoor might not be your best choice, even if it's your aesthetic dream. And if you move forward, build your contingency plan and contingency budget so that on day 1, not 2 weeks before the event when weather starts looking iffy, you have a plan. Indoor venues give you control, and that's strategic. Point number 3, indoor venues get dismissed as boring or safe. But what couples call boring, planners call control. And control is what lets you actually enjoy your event instead of managing crisis after crisis in real time. Indoor venues feel boring until you realize that boring means your guests aren't sweating through their suits. Your sound system actually works. Your timeline doesn't depend on the sun cooperating. And you're not spending $15,000 on a tent you're praying you don't need. Control isn't boring, it's strategic. Here's what indoor venues give you that outdoor venues don't. Guaranteed climate control. Your guests are comfortable regardless of weather. Built-in acoustics so your vows don't get drowned out by wind or traffic. Dependable lighting so your photographer doesn't panic at sunset. Accessible restrooms so elderly guests and parents with kids aren't walking across a field. And a space that works exactly as expected with no surprises. Indoor venues also give you flexibility. If your ceremony runs late, it doesn't matter. You're not losing daylight. If it rains, no one notices. If it's 95 degrees outside, your guests are comfortable. You're not adjusting your event around things you can't control. You planned it, and it happens. I think indoor venues get a bad reputation because couples imagine generic hotel ballrooms with fluorescent lighting and beige carpet. But modern indoor venues, industrial lofts, historic estates, museum spaces, artist studios, boutique hotels with interesting architecture offer just as much design opportunity as outdoor spaces. The difference is you're designing on top of infrastructure that already works, not building it from scratch. And here's the thing couples don't realize until after the fact. Outdoor events require constant on-site management. You need someone adjusting things as the day unfolds, moving florals because of wind, adjusting sound levels because there's no walls to contain it, shifting timelines because sunset happened faster than expected. Indoor venues let you set it up once and trust it will stay that way. That's not boring. That's the difference between you enjoying your event and you troubleshooting it. If your priority is presence, actually being able to enjoy your event without mental distraction, indoor gives you that. If your priority is aesthetics and you're willing to trade some peace of mind for it, outdoor can work. But don't let anyone tell you indoor is the less interesting option. It's the less complicated choice, and sometimes that's actually what you need. Guest comfort is infrastructure, not decor. Point number 4. You're thinking about what your event looks like in photos. I'm thinking about whether your 70-year-old grandmother can make it through cocktail hour without sitting on the ground. Outdoor venues look stunning in photos, but photos don't show your guests sweating through their jackets, your elderly family members struggling to walk on grass and heels, or your caterers panic when they realize there is one outlet for 8 chafers. Guest comfort isn't about being fancy. It's about infrastructure. And outdoor venues make it expensive to get right. Guest comfort isn't about luxury. It's about whether people can physically be present and enjoy the experience. That means stable flooring, so they're not sinking into the grass or tripping on uneven ground. Accessible restrooms, so elderly guests, pregnant guests, and parents with young kids aren't walking across a field. Temperature regulation, so they're not overheating in summer or freezing in winter. And seating options, so people who can't stand for long stretches have somewhere to sit during cocktail hour. Outdoor venues make all of this harder. Grass isn't ADA accessible. Gravel paths are difficult in heels. Portable restrooms feel uncomfortable and uninviting, even the luxury ones. And unless you're renting a full tent with climate control, your guests are at the mercy of the weather, which means they might leave early or spend the whole time uncomfortable, or remember your event as the one where it was so hot. Here's a real example. I worked with a couple who chose a beautiful hilltop vineyard. The ceremony was at the top of the hill. Cocktail hour was halfway down. Reception was at the bottom. It was stunning. It was also a 10-minute walk each direction on uneven terrain. Elderly guests couldn't quite make it. Parents with toddlers gave up halfway. By the time we got to dinner, half the guests were exhausted, sweaty, and annoyed. The couple was horrified. They never thought about the walk because they toured the venue in comfortable shoes on a cool day. Indoor venues solve this by default. Guests walk in, they're comfortable, they stay comfortable. There's no performance anxiety about whether the weather cooperates or whether infrastructure holds up. You're not asking your caterer to prep food in a tent with limited power. You're not asking your DJ to fight wind noise. You're not asking your guests to endure anything. When you tour outdoor venues, walk the full path your guests will walk. From parking to ceremony to cocktail hour to reception. Do it in the shoes you will actually wear. Do it in the temperature you will have. If it feels hard for you, it will feel harder for your guests. And if guest comfort isn't a top priority, that's fine. Just know you're making that trade-off. Point number 5. Indoor venues come with lighting, sound systems, and ambiance already built in. Outdoor venues make you rent all of it. And most couples don't realize how expensive that gets until they see the invoice. That romantic outdoor venue looks perfect at 2 p.m. during your tour, but your event is at 7 p.m. when the sun is gone, the space is dark, and you're realizing you need to rent $8,000 worth of string lights, uplighting, and a sound system powerful enough to fight wind. and open air. Indoor venues include all of that. Outdoor venues make you pay for it twice. Lighting is one of the biggest hidden costs of outdoor venues. When you tour during the day, the space looks beautiful because of natural light. But your event is likely at night, and outdoor venues go dark. That means you are renting string lights or market lights for ambient glow, uplighting to highlight trees, architecture or pathways, pin spotting for tables, and possibly chandeliers or statement lighting pieces if you want drama. A full lighting package for an outdoor event can easily run $5,000 to $12,000 depending on the space. Then there's sound. Indoor venues have walls, which means sound stays contained and doesn't require massive power to be heard. Outdoor venues have no acoustic boundaries, so your DJ needs a more powerful system. Your officiant needs a mic, and your band needs more equipment to be heard over wind, traffic, and ambient noise. If you're in a location with sound ordinances, common in residential areas or wine country, you might also be limited on volume or required to end music early. That's a big deal if dancing is important to you. And ambiance, the vibe couples imagine when they picture their event, isn't automatic outdoors. It's created through intentional lighting, sound design, and environmental control. A garden at night with no lighting feels eerie, not romantic. A vineyard with no sound containment feels sparse, not intimate. You're not just decorating an outdoor space, you're engineering this sensory experience from scratch. Indoor venues give you all of this as a baseline. The space is lit, the sound works, the vibe is established by architecture, existing design, and environmental control. You can add to it, but you're not starting from zero. When budgeting for an outdoor venue, add the cost of full lighting and sound packages before you even think about florals or decor. If your venue quote feels affordable, it's because it doesn't include the $15,000 to $25,000 in rentals you'll need to make the space functional and beautiful at night. Indoor venues might have a higher rental cost up front, but they include infrastructure that outdoor venues might require you to rent. When you compare total cost, indoor often ends up comparable or even cheaper. And look, whether you choose indoor or outdoor, the key is knowing what you're evaluating. That's why I created a free venue sourcing guide that walks you through the exact questions to ask on every venue tour. It includes a checklist for infrastructure, power, restrooms, weather backup, sound ordinances, a worksheet to compare total costs, not just rental fees, and a decision matrix to help you figure out which venue type actually aligns with your priorities. This is the guide I use with my own clients, and it's free. Link is in the description. Download it before your next venue tour so you know exactly what to look for. Are you choosing for the photo or the experience? Point number 6. Here's the question that will tell you which type of venue is right for you. Are you planning this event for the photo or for the experience? Outdoor venues photograph beautifully. They give you golden hour, natural backdrops, and Instagram perfect moments. But photos are 30 seconds of your event. The experience is 5 hours. And if you optimize for the photo at the expense of the experience, your guests will remember discomfort and you will remember stress. Choose the venue that matches what actually matters to you. This is the question I ask every client when they're torn between venues. Are you planning this event for the 10 photos that go on Instagram or for the 5-hour experience your guests will have? Because those are sometimes different priorities, and that's okay. But you need to know which one matters more to you. Outdoor venues excel at photos. Natural light, open skies, greenery, sunsets, they're visually stunning. And if your priority is having epic, editorial style photos that feel cinematic and romantic, outdoor might be worth the complexity. But photos are a tiny sliver of your event. The experience is everything else. The comfort, the flow, the ease, the ability to be present. I've worked with couples who chose outdoor venues because they looked incredible, and then spent the entire event stressed about weather, managing logistics, and adjusting things in real time. They got beautiful photos, but they didn't enjoy the process. And when they look back, the stress overshadows the beauty. On the flip side, I've had couples choose indoor venues because they wanted to be present. They wanted to enjoy the event without worrying about wind or weather or infrastructure, and their feedback is always the same. I'm so glad we did this. I actually got to enjoy it. The photos were still beautiful, just different. The point isn't that one is better. The point is that you need to decide what you are optimizing for. If the photo is the priority, outdoor might be worth the trade-offs. If the experience is the priority, your presence, your guests, comfort, your peace of mind, indoor might give you that more easily. But you can't optimize for both and expect no tension. Get honest about your priorities before you tour venues. If you say, I want an outdoor wedding, ask yourself why. Is it because you genuinely want to be outside, or because you think that's what a beautiful wedding is supposed to look like? If it's the latter, give yourself permission to reconsider. An event that feels good is always more memorable than an event that just looks good. So let's recap. Outdoor venues aren't blank canvases. They're construction projects that require you to build infrastructure from scratch. Weather risk isn't just about rain, it's about everything you can't control. Indoor venues aren't boring. They give you operational control that lets you be present instead of problem solving. Guest comfort is expensive to get right outdoors and are included by default indoors. Lighting, sound, and ambiance are built into indoor venues and rented separately for outdoor venues. And the real question isn't indoor or outdoor, it's whether you are optimizing for the photo or the experience. Now, once you've chosen your venue type, the next question is, how do you actually evaluate specific venues within that category? Because not all outdoor venues are created equal, and not all indoor venues are worth the money. In my next video, the 10 venue tour questions that separate dream venues from disasters, I'll show you exactly what to look for, what red flags to avoid, and how to make sure you are not just falling in love with the space. You are choosing one that actually works for your event.